Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks host the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. Tonight at 7 p.m., it's soccer night, and kids glow around the bases postgame. Saturday at 6:30, it's Broadway night with postgame fireworks and Broadway rave. Sunday at 1:30, it's Military Appreciation Day, and the kids run around the bases.
A great day out for the entire family. Kids run the bases after every Sunday home game. Want the best seats all season? Get more Ferry Hawks for only $63. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
The first person I texted, WFAN legend, now Sid Rosenberg contributor, my former partner, middays at WFAN, the amazing Joe Benigno, real Knick fan here, none of this nonsense. He's watching, like I love to say this, but it's true, he's watching the Knicks and Grizzlies in November. He's watching the Knicks and Wizards in December. He didn't just buy a Knick jersey a month ago and start coming into the city getting all drunk and rowdy and claiming he's a big-time Knick fan. He's been doing this, Joe Benigno, for like 70 years. So I was very happy the Knicks won for him. Joseph, you're not going to die without another championship. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Unbelievable. 1962, actually, bro. I wouldn't say 70 years, but however many years that is. That was my first Knicks game.
That's 64 years. We're getting close to 70.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we are, bro. That's my first game with my my wonderful late father. Took me to the old doubleheaders at the Garden.
Yeah, I love hearing those stories. But I will tell you that we played some of your podcasts from a couple of days ago, and when you broke down, we all hear about the Charles Smith miss pushback, put back against the Bulls, and Ewing's finger roll running, coming off against Indiana. But when you went all the way back to the days when the Knicks blew an opportunity to bring in Dr. J, I loved your walk down memory lane. I loved it.
Thank you, bro. That really starts it. When you think about the downward spiral, right after they won the championships, 1976, can you believe that the Knicks, I think it was Gulf Western who actually was the running the team. Can you imagine that they said, no, we want the $4 million, not Dr. J. I mean, come on. You think, was Dr. J worth $4 million? I mean, come on. I mean, what would the difference in that team have been? In those, terrible years, that really kind of started the 53-year disaster if they had Dr. J. What a mistake that was, right?
Huge mistake. But, you went over a laundry list of about 10 other things, so if you wouldn't mind, let's do that again right now.
Oh, really? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes. You know why? Because Bernard used to say this, my former late great partner, Hugh loved as well, Bernard McGurk, to really enjoy pleasure, you must endure pain.
Right. Well, I want to give you a couple things that I didn't mention. I was fortunate enough to do a special show yesterday afternoon. The Fan gave me a 3-hour afternoon show about the Knicks championship.
I heard so. It was great.
Yeah, I really appreciate that they did. I had Marv Albert, Jay Wright. It was great. Two things that I didn't bring up. Number one, the absolute disaster when they drafted Frederick Weiss over Ron Artest.
And you know what they did that? They said they were okay at that small forward position. They had, I guess, Sprewell or Houston. They didn't need Ron Artest.
What a freaking disgrace. Frederick Weiss, I think he's selling shoes on the Champs-Élysées now, somewhere under the Arc de Triomphe or something. Remember when Vince Carter in the Olympics jumped right over his head and dunked on him?
Yes.
I mean, what a disaster, Frederick. And then this one, which I had forgotten. I didn't mention. I'm so upset. So it was the day of the NBA draft, right, early 2000s, and I'm driving in, and Mike and the Mad Dog are on, and this is the first I heard about it. They're talking about this trade the Knicks made with the Denver Nuggets. They traded Marcus Camby and their first-round draft choice, which turned out to be Nene. Remember him? Nene, who turned out
Nene Hilario.
Right, who turned out to be a damn good player. For Antonio McDyess, right? And Mike and Chris are going on, what a great trade for the Knicks. And I'm like saying, what are you, nuts? You're giving up Camby and his first, we didn't even know who the first-round pick was at that time. For this guy? Oh, my, and he never played.
Well, not only that, and I'll tell you something else. When I was in Miami, and I got a call from Larry King's people. I got to tell you this.
Right.
And they ended up on the Larry King show right about the end of Larry King's reign. And why was it? Because LeBron James is going to announce on television. So they had Kim Bokamper, a former Dolphin football player down in Miami.
My God, the Killer Bees.
Yes, they had Stephen A. Smith in Philadelphia. I was at Jay-Z's bar in New York. Again, at the time I'm living in Boca Raton, Florida. I had a flight to New York for Larry King. I'm at Jay-Z's bar, and they had somebody else in Cleveland. I forget who it was. But I sat there like the rest of us and watched Jim Gray talk to LeBron James. And James told the world he's taken his talents to South Beach, which resulted in 4 consecutive NBA Finals appearances with Wade and Bosh. They won 2 of those. And we took Stoudemire. Now, I know Stoudemire that first year had a great year, one of the all-time great Knicks seasons. But that was it. That was it. Yeah. They got 4 championship runs with LeBron James in Miami. And I know he's Jewish. I love that about him. We had 1 good year. That was it. That was it.
Yeah. Well, I'll never forget that. Look, let's be honest about this, okay? LeBron James didn't have the balls to come to New York. That's really, to me, what it was. It's because he knew if he came here and he didn't win, he was going to hear it. He had to win a championship coming to the Knicks.
True.
You know, he'd love to come to the Garden and kill us, but he didn't have the Gaillon.
That's why Greg Maddux didn't come here. Right. Steinbrenner bent over backwards to get Maddux here. He played for the Braves and the Cubs. Musina didn't want to come either, but eventually they got him here. But a lot of those guys don't want to come here.
Yep, but LeBron was scared to come to New York. There's no question about it. Screw him. You know, I got no love for LeBron. I mean, I don't even want to go there.
But if he wants to retire as a New York Knick, come here and play 1 year.
I don't want any part of him. No way. No way.
Yeah.
And thank God some of the trades they didn't make. They didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell. They didn't trade for Giannis. And, oh, my God. Thank God they didn't get these guys. But, Sid, there was so many. How about the Al Bianchi making the mistake of letting Bernard King go after he got hurt, and we never got the opportunity to see Bernard and Patrick play together.
Oh.
And I'll never forget. You remember this night? And this is the only time, and I said this on my podcast, the only time I ever rooted against the Knicks. Bernard was on the Bullets. He came back, and that night he lit the Knicks up for 49. Do you remember that game?
He led the league in scoring that year.
Right.
His first year in Washington, coming off his knee injury, he led the league in scoring. And
at 49, his return to the Garden against the Knicks. I'll never forget that. What a mistake that was.
That was terrible. Terrible.
And then the power struggle, which this really set the franchise back. The power struggle between Pat Riley and Dave Checketts, right? And Riley faxes his resignation in after the 95 season, after the Patrick finger roll game. And look what happened. Look what happened. 4 years after that, Jeff Van Gundy had the Knicks back in the finals. It was only 4 years. Yeah,
I mean, the real when it really fell apart for the Knicks, believe it or not, was after when Van Gundy took that team to the finals. The Knicks fired. You may remember this. They fired Ed Tapscott and Ernie Grunfeld. Grunfeld in all those trades, so they fired him. And then you and I are working together at the Fan. Then it gets
remember that with the Larry Brown.
Yeah, Larry Brown and Isaiah Thomas and Phil Jackson. That's when it got really ugly after Van Gundy from 2000 on. Till Carmelo came.
It did, but remember they lost that 2001 playoff first round series. They lost to the Raptors. Remember that they lost to the Raptors.
Of course,
in 5 games.
You know who was back on that Raptor team that year?
Back on, I know Chris Childs was on that team.
Charles Oakley.
Was he on the Raptors?
Yes, we traded Oakley to the Raptors for Marcus Camby.
I didn't remember him.
I believe they also had Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady.
Yes,
but Oakley was on that team.
Yep. By the way, did you see Oakley on Saturday night? He looked good.
He looked great.
He's all white. He looked
great. They all look great.
Two things that Jim Dolan needs to do, and I said this yesterday because I had Marv Albert on. He needs to get Charles Oakley back in his good graces, and he needs to get Marv back in his good graces and put a freaking banner up for the greatest basketball announcer of all time in the Garden for Marv. Doesn't he? Don't you think that?
I agree with both of those. I stand corrected. 2000. Yeah, he was in 2001. Oakley was still in Toronto. Then he went back to Chicago. Yeah, I love Marv. I mean, Mike Breen is fantastic, too. But it all starts, and Breen would be the first to admit this, it all starts with Marv, whether it's the Knicks or the Rangers. And I talked to Marv, too. In fact, maybe we'll get him on this week. He deserves to be in the Raptors 100%. 100%. He owns the Rangers, too, Jimmy Dolan. Come on. Marv had that great call. It wasn't just Howie Rose. Marv said we could all die now. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and I tell you, the call by Mike Breen, and I didn't really hear it till yesterday because I had my family here and everybody's going nuts on Saturday night, at the very end and all. But But the call by Breen, and I actually was in tears when I heard it. When he said,
you want to cry again? Here you go, Joe. Here's Mike Breen. Cut number 5, Lou.
Go.
Back up, or you press up and immediately take a foul in the backcourt.
Clutch one there.
You don't even have to foul. Now,
4-point lead. Here comes Fox. 5 seconds remaining. Fox to Wemby. Wemby tries a 3, puts it up, off the mark. Anunoby the rebound. It's over. It's over. Knick fans, this is not a dream. Your long, long wait has ended. Go ahead and cry. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
So, did you cry?
Not right to say. It does get me. It does make me emotional. Yeah. I mean, it's just such a great call, and it's so true, you know. And I am losing it a little bit now. Aww. I have to tell you.
No, can I ask you something? You know, for me, a lot of my sports memories, a lot were made with you, to be honest, over those years as a fan. But most of my sports memories, when sports meant more to me than it does now, I still love it. Right. Still love it. Was my dad, and my dad will be gone 6 years next month. But he was not only did he take me to all the games, to all the professional teams, but my dad, Harvey, was my baseball coach at North Highway Little League. He was my football coach. Oh, my dad loved you. Kings Bay football, my dad loved you.
Right.
So I automatically think of my dad. I guess you still do that too. So.
Well, I mean, look, he's my father. You know how I feel about him. He's a prisoner of war. He was captured at the Battle of the Bulge in World War II, 9 months. As in the German captivity, and it really kind of cut his life short. He was 44 when he died, 1967. But he really got me into basketball. He'd take me to the Garden all the time, and I'd get off the bus at school, go right to where he worked, and we went into the Garden on 50th and 8th, and saw all those great doubleheaders. I remember. With him after games, I remember chasing down Oscar Robertson for an autograph with my father. Sam and Casey Jones getting into a cab and getting an autograph. I mean, these are memories that you just can't. Yeah, well, I mean, what can you say? And I wish he was around. I mean, he's long gone, but I wish he was around for Saturday night.
Yeah,
because it really said it was such a special moment. And I got to tell you, I was telling my wife this morning. All the stuff that happened, all the negativity, like I said, the Charles Smith, the finger roll, the suspensions on the bench, the 20 years in the abyss, and even last year, losing to Indiana, Halliburton shot going up and down, and, when Carmelo got stuffed at the rim by Roy Hibbert, all of that stuff now is gone. I think about that. And it just doesn't really matter anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, it's all
gone.
Footnotes.
Yeah, that's it. We won. No, we won. So that does bode the question.
Yep.
Will you be at this parade on Thursday?
Here's the problem with the parade on Thursday. My beloved granddaughter is graduating high school. Oh. Now, if here's the deal with the parade. It's going to be insane. This is going to be the biggest parade in the history of the Canyon of Heroes, I think. You're going to have 3-4 million people there.
Agreed.
I mean, New York's delirious over the Knicks, and rightfully
Well, that's because, like I said a million times this week, look, the Yankees, there are more Yankee fans and Met fans, but they do split the city. There are more Giant fans and Jet fans, but they do split the city. There are no Net fans outside of Evan Roberts. That's it.
Yep, that's it. Pretty much that's it, right. The Nets should have stayed in New Jersey. I really think so.
They should go back.
Better identity.
They should go back.
Identity. What?
They should go back to Jersey. Go back now.
They had a better identity than
I agree.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. But they couldn't wait to have that Brooklyn across. They think they're going to be the second coming of the Dodgers. It wasn't going to happen. So if I could get myself in a position where I could get somewhat close, like I don't know if the fan is broadcasting from it. I don't know. That I don't know. If I could get up there, if they were, and be close, I probably would at least go because it's going to be early. What time does it start? Like 10 o'clock? What time?
Yeah, it'll be Evan and Tiki.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I could do that, I might go for a little while. But I got, I cannot miss my dad.
No, of course not. Absolutely
not. I can't miss it.
No.
But I already told my daughter. I said, look, I'll have my Knick gear on at the graduation. I'll have something on.
So on the way out, then, what jersey are you going to wear on Thursday?
I probably will not wear a jersey. I would probably have one of my Knick T-shirts. I'll probably have I got a really nice Mitchell and Ness Patrick Ewing T-shirt. I might wear that.
Nice. Well, I will tell you this, Joseph, that just about everybody who texted me, I swear to you, everybody said, I wonder what Joe Benigno was saying right now. They couldn't wait for you to call in. I know you were on the fan for 3 hours yesterday. I heard some of you were great, and you did the podcast as well. But our listeners here, they couldn't wait to hear from you, and they were happy for you like I was. So congratulations, and we'll talk again on Thursday. How does that sound?
I just want to say one more thing if I can, and that's all the people. I mean, people were texting me that I don't even know who the hell they were. I got to tell you, man, I got my number, but, I mean, the amount of texts that I got for this about the championship, and I can't thank. I want to thank everybody for that. I really appreciate it.
You deserve it.
This was a big deal.
Yep.
You know, this is something I never thought I'd see again in my lifetime, and it's really a big deal. And I thank the Knicks, and I thank Dolan, and I thank Leon Rose, and Tom Thibodeau deserves credit for this too. Mike Brown, whose life has changed now, he's become an iconic figure now in New York sports, and of course the entire team. And one other thing, too. Can I say happy birthday to the big guy, 80 years old yesterday? How about that, bro?
Yeah, big night, President Trump. And, you know, we'll talk. I'll bring you back on. I don't like this Iran deal, so I was actually critical of President Trump.
I don't trust them at all.
Yeah, so I was actually critical of Trump this morning, which I never am. But, yes, right. I did text him happy birthday. I had the big UFC event last night at the White House. But right now it's all about the Knicks. You know, the Americans scored 4 goals against Paraguay. That's great. Right. I want them to win Friday against Australia, but there was no way I'm getting it to Brazil-Morocco when the Knicks.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, come on.
I honestly,
even the Mets and Braves.
I did watch less about the World Cup.
I did watch the Yankees yesterday because I'm going back to Yankee Stadium Wednesday for the White Sox and Randy Levine, and they had that great ninth inning, the home run for Rice. He's amazing. Yep. And the other kid hit a home run too, Caballeros. But either way, Joseph, I love you. Great job today. We'll talk again on Thursday. Okay, buddy?
Sid, just roll it off your tongue. The New York Knickerbockers are NBA world champions.
That sounded beautiful. Give my love to your beautiful wife, Terry, okay?
Thank you, bro. Yours as well. God bless you, bro. Always a pleasure.
I love you. Joe Benigno right there. That's the guy. You want to talk about the New York sports guy that really, really wanted this. It's Joseph.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?